Salvate amici, salvate amiche, avate discepoli, avate discepole. Kudachitis. Valayo. Gracias ad lingua latinam classis. My dear Latin students, today we are going to learn Latin language. Latin language is not a new language. It is an old, classical, divine and ancient, and above all that, this language has been using regularly every day in our daily life. Sometimes you may ask, how can we say that Latin language is a usage of a daily language or everyday language? It's not a surprise, because we have been using lots of Latin abbreviations, Latin terms, words like Latin to English. Therefore, I say Latin is a living language. I cordially welcome you to listen to the new world of lingua latina, Latin language. Let us start to learn this language with a wonderful course. We learn not for school but for life, because in lingua latina there are lots of chords we have to study in the +1 textbook. Let's start this class with a wonderful course in lingua latina. Non scole sed vitae diximus. Listen, non scole sed vitae diximus. That means we learn not for school but for life. So let us start this class with the new enthusiasm to master this language, not for school, not for college, but for life. The first lesson is Latin to English, because 69% of English words are directly or indirectly originated from lingua latina, Latin language. You may ask, how can you say that Latin language is everyday language? Because we have been using Latin abbreviations, Latin terms in our daily life. For example, if I ask, what's the time now? So usually write, now the time is 2:30. And when you write, what you write? You will definitely write 2:30 p.m. What is the expansion of p.m.? There lies the beauty of language. You know p.m., but you may not be able to know the expansion of p.m. Here we are going to learn some of the very important Latin abbreviations with the p.m. p.m. means post meridiem. Post means after. Diem means day. Therefore, post meridiem means what? After the day, so afternoon. If you know p.m., definitely you know a.m. too. So what is the expansion of a.m.? Ante meridiem. Ante means what? Before. Meridiem, day. Before day or before noon or forenoon. So how do you feel now? Maybe you will be very happy because you have been using every day, AM, PM. So with past, can anyone say with any one of the sentences or any one of the verses, with the past? Can you recollect? Yeah. Post scriptum. Post means, I said, after. Post scriptum. After what has been written. Post graduate. After the graduate. Post mortem. After the death. Post study. After the study. So likewise, there are lots of verses in lingua latina with the past. So we can say Latin language is a everyday language. Let's see some of the other abbreviations. So when you were in the classroom, you used to take notes. You used to write, take down notes. When the teacher dictates notes, usually you write, teacher may say, for example. What do you write for example? So you will write e.g. You know e.g., but you don't know the expansion of e.g. Here we are going to learn the expansion of e.g. E stands for exempli. G stands for gracia. So G means what is? G stands for gracia. E stands for exempli. So, for example, EG means for example. So, likewise, you write etc. What do you write in your notebook? You write ETZ. That is also Latin abbreviation. ETZ, the two Latin word. Yet means and. C means cetera. ETZ. Yet cetera. Yet means and. Cetera means others. So what you will say? And others. And others. Yet cetera. Yet means what? Can anyone say? Yes, yet means and. Cetera means others. And others. Likewise you write IE. IE. Id est. I stands for id, E stands for est. Id est. That is. NP. You might have noticed, maybe in your school notice board. In the notice board, you might have noted a notice may be given for a fee collection for any other information may be posted as a notice. At the end of the notice, have you noticed NP? Some students may agree it is notice board. It is not notice board. The expansion of NP is very much important. NP means nota bene. Nota means what? Notice or not. Bene means well. Notice well. So this particular thing or time or some person's name, we have to be definitely know. That's why they sometimes they put NB. So NB means nota bene, notice well. Now I am going to say a very familiar abbreviation. Used to write in the history regarding the era. Era divided into two, AD and BC. So what is the expansion of AD? You know AD, but you may not be able to write or know the expansion of AD. The expansion of AD is Anno Domini. Anno means year. Domini means Lord. Is in the year of the Lord. In the year of the Lord. So from only Anno. Anno is annual. annually, annalist, anniversary. So like this, anno domini means what? In the year of the Lord, domini, anno domini. How about BC? Actually, it's not BC, it is AC. BC in English. So you said anno domini in lingua latina, in Latin, it is written. Actually, it is AC. Then only it will come as in Latin. Ante Christum. Ante means before. Christ means Christ. Before Christ. But fortunately or unfortunately, it has been written in BC, before Christ. Actually, it is AC. AC means what? Ante Christum. Ante means what? Before. Christum, before Christ, and in the year of the Lord. So, my dear loving Latin students, how do you feel now? Yes. Now I think you definitely be happy that these abbreviations we have been using regularly in our daily life, in the classroom, in the place where we speak. So likewise, there are hundreds, thousands of Latin abbreviations there in lingua latina. Let us see some of the most important and expected, which will be expected to write in the examination point of view. I'm going to say a few too. You might have noticed on a cross, RIP. What is the expansion of RIP? Requiescate in pace. Requiescate in pace. Rest in peace. And you might have noticed in a Holy Host, when you go to church, you can see IHS. IHS. What is the expansion of IHS? Jesus hominum salvator. Jesus hominum salvator. Jesus means Jesus. Salvator, Savior. Hominum, human. Jesus is the Savior of the human. IHS in the Holy Ghost, you might have noticed. Likewise, INRI. These are all famous abbreviations. Jesus Nazarenus Rex Judaeorum. Jesus of Nazareth, King of Jews. And also, PhD, Philosophia Doctor, teacher of philosophy. MA, Magister Artium, Master of Arts. BA, Baccalaureus Artium, Bachelor of Arts. Baccalaureus Scientia, Bachelor of Science. LLB, Legum Lectum Baccalaureus, Bachelor of Laws. Then very familiar one, I would like to say very familiar one, VS. Nowadays you have been watching Euro Cup, Copa America. So sometimes they put Brazil vs Argentina. So what is the expansion of vs? Have you noticed? Versus. Versus means against. Against. Don't say versus. Versus. From this time onwards, you must say is not vs, versus. Okay. So what I say, likewise, so many Latin abbreviations we have to learn, we have to study in the Latin, in lingua latina classes, in Latin classes. Now let us go to the Latin terms. There are lots of terms, scientific terms, legal terms, educational terms, classical terms, There are many terms. Let us see some of the important legal terms. You might have noticed in a newspaper, not in a newspaper, in the newspapers, you might have noticed. Amicus curiae. Have you noticed? Amicus curiae? I would say there is no word like amicus curiae in English or Latin. Amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is a Latin legal term. Amicus means friend. Curiae means of the court. Friend of the court. Amicus curiae, friend of the court. Bona fide. Might have heard bona fide. As I said, is some of the familiar Latin legal terms. It is very much useful to learn. It will be very much useful to learn and will be beneficial to our life also. Bona fide, in good faith. Habeas corpus, may you have the body, because it's a very important Latin legal terms. Habeas corpus, even if we died, but the body must be produced. That is the importance, the beauty of the court, beauty of the term, legal terms of this language. Habeas corpus, may you have the body must be produced before the court. Imprimatur, that means let it be printed. Corpus delicti, body of offense. So, likewise, there are more Latin legal terms we will see in the first year Latin class. Now, in this lesson, we have to learn some of the words, English words just like Latin. Seems to be English, but basically the following words are in lingua latina. For example, plus, minus, alumini, agenta, crisis. So, these words are in appearance or seems to be English, but these words are lingua latina. In Latin language, we learn these words. These are Latin words. That's why we say, in English we say plus, but it's not plus. In lingua latina, in Latin language, we say plus, more, minus, less, agenta, we used agenta, things to be discussed. Alumini, we may in the school situation we use alumini. Alumni is the alumini. Crisis. So, likewise, we have more words in English, but those words are basically Latin. Let us see some of the very important words alike Latin. Now, let us learn some of the new Latin vocabulary, just to get the taste to enter into the lingua latina, Latin language. For example, poeta. Poeta means poet. Angelus, angel. Nauta, nautical. Schola, school. So, likewise, thousands of Latin nouns we have to study to learn this language, more advanced one. Let us see some of the important Latin vocabulary in this class. Now, besides that, we have to learn a few derivations, because 80% of the English words are directly or directly derived from Latin language. For example, lunar, lunatic come from the Latin word luna. School comes from the Latin word schola. As I said, poet, poeta. So, likewise, we have lots of, as I said, 90% of Latin verses are given to English to taste this language. So, my dear Latin students, as I said in the lesson Latin to English, we learned Latin abbreviations and expansions, Latin legal terms, and Latin words like English, and some of the derivatives. As an examiner point of view, there will be a few questions will be asked based on the verses, terms, derivations we learnt. My dear students, based on this chapter, for the examiner point of view, some of the important questions will be asked. The questions will be asked in lingua latina. For example, Rede Latine translate into Latin, Rede Anglice translate into English, Delige verbum, fill in the blanks, Scribe Latine, write in Latin. So, I would like to read some of the very important questions which will be asked in the examination. Just I request you to listen the questions patiently and let us hear the questions. So, maybe asked questions like this: choose the right answer. What is the meaning of the most commonly used abbreviations e.g.? That is exempli gratia in English. A. Example please, as follows, that is, for the sake of example. So, what is the answer? Exempli gratia. The answer is for the sake of example. Which commonly used Latin abbreviation is translated into English as that is? What will be answer? IE, VS, ETC, ETH. You know the answer. IE. Spell out the full form of VS, as in Liverpool, VS Chelsea. Versus, 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 versus. What is the answer? Versus. So, likewise, there are questions, that is, choose the right answer are given. Try to read and answer it and take down in your notebook. That would be the most easiest way you can write, because these are all based on the Latin first lesson. Second pattern may be asked, as I said, second pattern will be asked. Draw the arrows from the words given in group A to match those in group B. A, NB, NG, AD, AM, IE, ETC, and B, before midday, in the year of the Lord, that is not well for the sake of example and others and forth. So, it is very easy, you can make most suitably one. Then some of the other activities are given below. You can easily read and write and answer it. So, first chapter, I think you could master it. Gracias, Valedico.